If you throw in some of Mass Effect, Fallout 4 and a bunch of Fallout New Vegas into a pot, then you'll get an end product what feels like an attempt to be all of them at once, but fails in being its own thing. The Outer Worlds borrows many elements from Fallout New Vegas, and not surprisingly so, as it was also created by Obsidian. Mimicking various elements from those games, The Outer Worlds is a fantastic RPG title, but often left me frustrated with components that feels a bit outdated. Taking place across the space colony known as Halcyon, you awake after being in stasis for 70 years and realized that things are a bit different from what you remembered them, and that you didn't exactly arrive at the planned destination. Right off the bat, Outer Worlds had me hooked on its customer character creation, as you can essentially be anybody you want to be. Want to focus on one-handed strength weapons, killing your way through the game and not giving a damn about what everyone says? Sure. Want to talk your way out of every situation, barely touching combat and convincing everyone by lying your way through most conversations? That sounds perfect. Why not a combination of both? You see, the Outer Worlds let you craft your own path through the game, and it will not only affect the outcome of many aspects of the story, but your team also reacts towards your choices. Being pulled away out of cryosleep by a scientist, you are told that Halcyon is doomed unless you help him wake everyone else up that is still frozen. It feels rather odd being woken up to be told to care about somebody else's problems, but that is something that continues throughout the game. What I mean by that is that you'll be busy with the super life or death quests only to be interrupted by somebody who needs you to do some small tasks for them. It is essentially a problem many role-playing games face, but it can sometimes feel out of place. Speaking of out of place, the loading times. They are long. Playing it on a PS4 Pro, I had loading times into towns and into the game itself often take over 40 seconds or longer. It might seem short, but in an era where many aspects of an open world game is seamless, this is really noticeable. Now, Outer Worlds isn't exactly an open world game, as it does have beautiful skyboxes and incredibly detailed environments. It is more boxed off areas that consist of cities, forests and other environments. When you're not busy doing quests or lying your way through things, perhaps even pickpocketing through town, you'll be spending some time on your ship with your crew. You can recruit up to 6 different party members, which feels heavily borrowed from Mass Effect, as you also have loyalty missions for them. The voice acting is superb, from various NPCs in town to your crew members. It is just a shame that your character isn't voiced, as I often found that the game came to a halt each time I had to respond to somebody by reading through walls of text in order to decide which response I should give. It isn't that bad, but it does feel like it takes a major step back. Another noticeable thing was the fact that texture pop-ins was very common, as it seems the PC and Xbox One X versions doesn't really have that issue. But that doesn't distract too much from the overall story, as I do feel it is the game's biggest strength. Your choices matter, and you can really feel and see the impact of it from the very opening segment, where you can lie to someone, kill them, or just let them boss you around. That also allows for multiple playthroughs, although I've not yet gone through a second one. Combat is also fairly solid and much better than any Fallout title. Tactical time dilation is a way to slow down time, again borrowed heavily from the VAT system, but it all happens in real time and you still have to control your actions. It isn't automated, but it definitely helps you, especially when you're surrounded by multiple enemies. The overall animations are done well, even if some characters looks like they came from the wastelands of Fallout, and there wasn't really many bugs throughout my playtime. I'm looking at you, Bethesda. It's interesting that a studio such as Obsidian can take a developer like Bethesda to school in a genre which Bethesda popularized. It'll be interesting to see where Obsidian goes from here, especially since they are owned by Microsoft. Overall, I had a great time with Outer Worlds, but if there's a sequel, then I do hope they can craft it to be its own identity instead of making it feel like a puzzle built from multiple titles. I definitely recommend this one if you're an RPG fan, and if I had to put a score on this, then I'd easily give it a 7.5 out of 10. I'd like to thank Prima Interactive and Private Division for the media key, as well as Sonic Informed for the AverMedia portable capture device. For more gaming content, check out the rest of my channel, and if you like this video then give me a thumbs up, if you dislike it then give me a thumbs down, but please tell me why so I can improve my videos. My name is Frank, I'm the RedTieGuy, and frankly, thank you for watching. Catch you guys in the next video.